So, just doing a quick video. Sorry, I immediately belched. That's really lovely. Sorry about that. Oh well. Just doing a quick video, and I've just realised quite how distinct my tan lines are. I have not actually been sunbathing at all. I've just lived my life outside in the summer with 2 children. So, yeah. Anyway, doing a quick video because today I went to the hospital. I am 27 plus 1 weeks pregnant. The plus 1, for anyone who doesn't know, means just the number of days into that week that you're pregnant. It's a really silly thing, but they like to be very precise. So yeah, I'm 27 plus 1, and I had to have an appointment that I've been putting off. That sort of occurred to me recently. I can't remember if I mentioned this in a video or not. It occurred to me recently that I was putting off hospital appointments because of my previous trauma, and I didn't want to be in a hospital setting. I just don't want to do that. But I've been putting this one off for a while, and I was like, okay, I actually need to go. I don't really have a good enough excuse to not go today. So I got my mum to come with me. Obviously the kids came with me because we go everywhere together. And the worst thing about the appointment was I didn't actually know exactly what it was for, because they don't say on the letter, they just say obstetrics department. Well, that covers quite a large range of possible things it could be. It turns out what they really wanted to talk to me about was the bleed that I'd had with Eloise, because I lost quite a lot of blood with her, and just generally the birth and what my plans were for this birth. And it was unpleasant. As soon as I was in the hospital, as soon as I was sitting down in the waiting room, I could feel my blood pressure starting to rise a little bit. You have to give a urine sample. So you go and you fill your little cup, and then you wait, and then the nurse comes, gets you, and takes your cup away, tests it. So the nurse came, got me. I went into the room. She immediately locked the door. Now, when someone's feeling a bit anxious, not that she knew this, but when someone's starting to feel a bit anxious, as I already was, to then lock a door, not great. And it's still unclear to me now quite why she locked that door, but she did lock the door. She tested the urine was fine, nothing to worry about. And just to mention, that means that there's no strep B in my system at the moment, and yet, despite that, I will still be given antibiotics at birth during the labour. So the whole transient illness, and therefore should you give antibiotics, shouldn't, doesn't seem to bother them this time. Anyway, that's another passionate rant for another day. Anyway, so and then she was like, she tested my blood pressure, and she didn't say anything about it. Now, I have notoriously low blood pressure, and if a doctor or a nurse does not comment on my low blood pressure after they've taken it, that's how I know that it's high. Now, it's not high for the general population, but for me it's high, and today it broke 100. The top figure broke 100, and that never happens. So clearly I was feeling the anxiety of the situation. Anyway, she then left the room, and she was like, the doctor will be in a minute. So now I'm in this room on my own with the door locked, because she went out of a different door. And so I actually had to ring my mum and to say, can you come in? Can you come sit with me? So she did, and I unlocked the door to let her in. And then I was in there with the kids, and it was 20 minutes, and we were like, hang on a sec, no one's come in, no doctor's come to speak to me, and this whole time, it's just the anxiety of the whole situation's getting to me. So then my mum went to ask at reception, like, what's going on? Is someone going to come talk to her, or what's happening? And they were completely surprised. They were like, no one's come to see you. You've been there 20 minutes. I was like, well, yeah, by the end of the conversation it'll be 25 minutes, but yes, and no one's come. And they were like, we'll go find out. So my mum comes back in, I would say at least another 5 minutes later, and then the doctor comes. The doctor was perfectly pleasant, perfectly nice. Can't fault the doctor. But what happened over the next few minutes was just really not what I needed today. And so basically, she got me to talk through the birth again. And I'm kind of like, look, it's written in my notes. Do I really need to talk through it again? But all right. And she said, well, she wanted me to go on iron tablets, which is never something that anyone wants to do. I don't think, unless they're particularly feeling the effects of anemia, you don't necessarily want to go on iron tablets because they just make everything. They make things not nice. Let's be honest. They make you constipated. Let's be truly honest. And no one really wants that. So I was like, oh, Christ, all right, fine. So I'm going to be doing that. That's going to be great. And they're going to check my iron levels all the time because of the bleed I had. So if I have a similar bleed with this pregnancy and with this birth, then I at least will be starting from a good point. They also want me to have a glucose test, which I had with Eloise, I didn't have with Rufus. And basically, it's not the nicest test, it's not the worst test, but it's mainly just really boring. But you can't eat from 10 p.m. the night before until your appointment. And your appointment, they do a finger prick blood test and test your levels. Then they give you like a glucose drink, which is disgusting. It's really unpleasant. But you do that. You have to down the whole thing, and then you have to wait 2 hours, and then they test you again. And when they test you again, that determines whether you have diabetes or anything going wrong anyway with the way your body is processing glucose. So that's fun too. So I've got to have that, which I'm having on Friday. And then she basically said, until you've had that test, and until we've ascertained that your iron levels are stable, and until we've had you see a mental health consultant, we are not going to sign off on your plans for a home birth. Now, I have said from the very beginning that is the only way that I can do this, is if I have a home birth with as little medical intervention as possible. I understand why she said that. I understand why they are following that protocol. I understand it's to cover themselves, and it is also to cover me and to protect me and the baby. I get all of that. I do understand. I'm not completely ignorant of how these things work. But I did not need to hear that. And it was very upsetting, because what you need through all of this is just people not saying yes to you, mindlessly saying yes to you, but being very supportive of you and sort of, I suppose it's the way you phrase it, isn't it? Like, we're doing all of these things to ensure that you are able to have a home birth. So I just started to well up a little bit. And then she briefly measured me and listened to the baby's heartbeat and stuff like that, all of which just washed over me. I just couldn't take anything in after that point. And what she did say was that even if they don't sign off on it at 34 weeks, there is nothing to stop me having a home birth. They can't force me to go into hospital. It would just be against medical advice. And she said it sort of as nicely as you can say that kind of thing. And you know, I appreciate she was trying to be kind. But in the moment, I was not able to feel that. I just felt really upset and frustrated and disappointed, I guess. Anyway, we then left, and I had to go and make these 2 appointments. So I had to make a 34-week checkup appointment with the same consultant, or under the same consultant umbrella. And then I also had to make the glucose test appointment. And for some reason, you can't do those things at one desk. You have to go to 2 different desks. So I went to book the 34-week appointment first, and she was having trouble figuring out what was going on with the calendar and couldn't figure out where the doctor was or when they were going to be working. And so that it just took so long, and I was so emotional at this point, and so just on edge, that I was just standing there, tears starting to come, with very little control over it. And anyway, she came back, and the only appointment she could offer me that fit within the 34-week time frame, and they do like to be as precise as possible about that, was a day that I can't do. It's the day that Eloise starts nursery, which is going to be a difficult enough day for me anyway. And on that first day, the idea is that the parents stay with the kids. So I've already got to find someone to look after Rufus for me in the morning while I take Eloise in. And now I have to figure out how I'm going to be at an induction with her and be an appointment for me. Like, I just don't know how I'm going to do that. So that's fun. So again, I just couldn't deal with that. My head was so far gone down a really dark wormhole, I couldn't deal with that anymore. And then I had to go and get this glucose test booked in, and as it turns out, it's going to be Friday morning. And then it was like, what do I do with my kids? My mum couldn't have them because she's got her own thing going on Friday. My dad's not sure yet. So luckily a friend of mine has stepped up and is doing an incredible thing of looking after her own 2 kids, my 2 kids, and someone else's kid. I mean, seriously, this woman is an absolute hero. Yeah, it's going to be... Friday is going to be challenging, and I'm not going to enjoy it because not only will I be in a hospital, but I'll be in a hospital for an extended period of time while I wait for results. And I don't want to be there at all. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say. There doesn't seem to really be an answer to this. And this video is mostly just telling you that you can feel really good. You can feel like you've made so much progress in your ability to handle triggers and emotions and just the general ongoing saga of your birth trauma, PTSD, or however you want to determine it. You can have made so much progress, and then you just get hit out of nowhere by like a steamroller of just stuff. And that was just hospital stuff. There's been some other things that have happened today I can't really bother to go into, but it's just been a day, and I am tired, and I'm not sleeping because it's uncomfortable to be this pregnant and this hot, and yeah, I just really struggle to sleep. So I'm tired as well, and like sort of the knowledge that I'm probably not going to sleep very well tonight either. And it's some holiday. You don't need to hear me whine, but anyway, it's just been a long day. It's been a hard day, and I kind of just wanted to share it, I guess. But I suppose, I got through it with the support of my family, and I'm going to get through Friday with the support of my friends. So, it could be worse. It could be a lot worse. But yeah, today's been a hard day. Roll on tomorrow. Alright, well, please subscribe to these videos. I'm not always this dark and depressing. Sometimes I'm a little bit happier. I would say most of the time I'm a little bit happier, a little bit more positive about life. And if you are subscribed, hit that notification bell so you know when I upload new videos. And also give me a thumbs up if you like it, or a thumbs down if you don't. Just interact with me, engage. Let me know you're there. And yeah, please leave comments if you have had any kind of trauma and you've been triggered, and how you've dealt with that, and how does it feel. Like, let's let each other know that we're not alone. You can also check out my blog, bonafidemama.co.uk. I'll put a link down below. I'm trying to post every week. I haven't done one yet this week, and we're already at Wednesday. Better do one. Okay. Alright, well that's it for now, and I'll see you next time. Bye.